Rohit Sharma, both winning the T20 World Cup as well as now retiring from it, meant that he ends up getting to go out on the absolute highest of highs, because it's very rare that a captain can go out having just won his nation the World Cup. But what it also does, more importantly, is put a bit of a focus and a bit of an immediacy really to ensure that the BCCI finalizes and narrows down on who it is that it wants to be Rohit's successor, at least in the shortest format of the game. Now, we know that India have a series that is going to take place right after the T20 World Cup. It will be a 5-match tour, a T20I series against Zimbabwe. But for that, the squads have already been announced and Shubman Gill has been named the captain. Now, given Gill couldn't even make it into the playing 11 in this particular World Cup, it's safe to say that he's not a shoe-in or a lock-in as far as getting that captaincy back. But what do we know exactly about when we could expect the announcement and who potentially could be those candidates? We'll get to the who in just a bit, but we can provide you an exclusive as far as the timeline is concerned. Because a source has told us here at Sports Today, a BCCI source no less, that the new T20 team captain will be announced after the Zimbabwe tour in consultation with the new head coach. Now, this is an interesting one, which does in a way make sense, because at this point we don't even know exactly what the identity of the next head coach will be. Everyone is expecting it to be Gautam Gambhir, and every news report, including the ones we've run on this channel, has in fact spoken about that eventuality. It will most likely be Gambhir, but what this does tell you is that should it be Gambhir who comes in, he will have a little bit of a say in determining who exactly that captain will be. It's not ironclad just yet, although it is safe to say there are a couple of clear and obvious standout candidates as far as the captaincy is concerned. One, of course, is Hardik Pandya, and this is a very obvious one for a very simple reason. Pandya was the man being groomed to take over the T20 captaincy originally for the T20 World Cup of 2024 before the BCCI had a little bit of a change in heart and brought back Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli to be the fulcrum of the team, with Rohit, of course, returning as the captain. Then there is, of course, Shubman Gill, who, as I mentioned before in this video, will be leading the side in the Zimbabwe series, although his sample size as a captain is admittedly very little. He only has one season of captaincy in the IPL with Gujarat Titans, and that's pretty much the extent of it. Of course, the team management could still very well see him as a long-term future candidate, so could be grooming him. But beyond that, there's no clear and obvious candidate unless the BCCI has someone very left field in mind as far as the captaincy is concerned. But that, of course, is something that we'll only figure out later. Of course, right now, the two most obvious candidates, Hardik Pandya and Shubman Gill. But which of them will get it, assuming either of them does, we'll only know that once the T20I series against Zimbabwe is done and dusted. And I don't know about you guys, but I would prefer we go the Hardik Pandya route. I was a fan of him even before, this particular World Cup, and was very disappointed when he wasn't allowed to leave the team. So I think it just makes sense to stick with that succession plan. The disastrous season with Mumbai Indians aside, which we all know had a lot more to do with off-field factors than on-field factors, Pandya still seems to be the right choice, but you guys can let me know in the comments who you think would be the right one. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X, and Facebook. Don't forget to download the Sports Today app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead and check out some other videos we've done as well. For now though, from my side, it is goodbye.